So many people ask me, what do I need to wear for Danish winter? And how to survive this cold and dark season in Denmark. If you tuned into this video thinking that winters in Denmark are like snow-covered streets and cozy Christmas vibes, think again. Danish winter is in fact wet, windy and unpredictable, and if you are not dressed right, it can ruin your day. So what should you wear? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the actual weather. Denmark isn't like Norway or Sweden, where winter means heavy snow and freezing temperatures. In Denmark, it's usually between -1 degree Celsius and 3 degrees Celsius, so that is right about freezing temperature. To most people, that is not so bad. But don't let the numbers fool you. The humidity and wind make it feel much colder. The wind is relentless. It cuts through the clothing, especially coastal cities like Copenhagen and Aarhus can experience really chilly winters. The humidity is also high due to the proximity to the ocean everywhere in Denmark, and that makes it feel even colder. In Denmark it rains a lot. Some winters have more rain than snow even. And when it does snow, it rarely stays. It melts, turns into slush, then refreezes into ice during the night. However, if you don't like the cold, there are good news. Over the last 10 years, the number of frosty days in Denmark has halved due to global warming. And while it might feel like it's snowing all the time, Denmark actually only gets about 20 days of snow per year. That's much less than most people expect. And in larger cities, the snow rarely stays for more than a couple of days. So how do you stay warm and dry during the winter? First, here's what you need. A long insulated jacket. A short jacket won't really cut it. The wind will find its way inside or outside or around or under. So look for this long coat, one that is waterproof and windproof, that goes down to about the mid-thigh. Brands like the North Face, Fjelreven or Didriksons are popular choices in Denmark. I'll leave a couple of links below in the description where you can see some of the choices. Another thing you need is a good scarf. Also, a thick woolen scarf is your best friend in winter. You'll need it to protect your neck from the cold wind. A scarf also comes really in handy as you can cover your face on extra chilly days or when you are biking. Since the wind can be really strong during winter in Denmark, you also need some sort of hat or beanie to cover your ears. Look for wool or fleece-lined hats for the best warmth. Wet frozen fingers are also miserable, we all know that. Therefore, waterproof gloves are a must, especially when you are biking. For extra warmth, consider mittens. They trap more heat than gloves. I stick to leather gloves with wool inside. That's my choice, but there are many out there. Danish winter means wet streets, icy sidewalks, and sometimes deep puddles. Regular sneakers won't cut it for that. Therefore, you need waterproof boots to keep your feet dry. It's also a good idea to get non-slip soles to avoid falling on the ice. Basically just a sole with like really big tracks. And maybe also allow yourself some space for thermal socks or for extra warmth and protection. These can be woolen socks that you wear as a second layer of socks. In my opinion, leather boots look really nice, but here you see me in my Gore-Tex lightweight hiking boots, which I prefer. They aren't pretty, but they are waterproof and easy to maintain as opposed to leather that in my experience require more maintenance and sometimes fail to keep water out, and when water goes in, you get cold feet. Now, if you walk around in Denmark in winter, you'll see some funny stuff. Kids running around in full-body snowsuits or thick kind of jumpsuits. This suit is called a Flyverdragt, or roughly translating into pilot's suit. I guess it's because the pilots are wearing some sort of suit like that. It's a full-body winter suit that keeps children warm and dry all day long. And it's not just kids, some adults wear them too. Many women wear them when walking their dogs or cycling in extreme cold. And actually they're really handy if you're planning on spending a full day outside, like visiting Christmas markets or hiking. It's actually like a really great option, I would say. It might look a little bit ridiculous, but in Denmark, warmth beats fashion every time, especially if you're just out in the nature and you just want to stay warm. Another good trick is to stay layered. Instead of just throwing on a big jacket, you can actually do with a thinner shell jacket as long as you have an extra layer underneath. My preferred is a fleece vest that you wear on top of your regular indoor wear. But if you're out the whole day doing physical activity, consider a thermal moisture-wicking fabric like merino wool closest to your skin. So you basically wear it as the first thing you put on. This is because cotton absorbs sweat and will make you colder if you get damp. By layering, you can adjust throughout the day. If the sun comes out, remove a layer. If the wind picks up, you add one. Simple as that. But this is my recommendation only if you're out for the whole day or doing physical activity. Because I'm going to the office and back, I just prefer that vest and then maybe like a light jacket. Because I'm in the car, I'm inside, or I'm only out for maybe like an hour or so, and that's perfectly fine in most circumstances. So in conclusion, to survive Danish winter, remember to do the following. Windproof and waterproof clothing is key. Always layer up. Get a good hat, scarf, gloves and boots. If you're outside for long, consider a flyverdragt. As my grandmother used to say, there is no such thing as bad weather, only unsuitable clothing. Take care and keep warm.